Welcome to the beautiful Boardwalk Beach Resort for the first stop of the 2010 IJSBA Pro Watercross Tour. I'm your host, David Nisley, here on the sunny shores of the Gulf of Mexico for the Super Cup of Watercross. The top racers from across the country have been testing and tuning all winter long, and they're anxious to find out if their hard work will pay off. You can't win the national championship here in Florida, but a poor showing this weekend will make for an uphill battle in the season's points race. Stay with us as the Super Cup of Watercross continues here on the Beach Sports Network. Overall results are determined by adding the finishing positions from each of the three motos together. The rider with the lowest sum will receive the higher ranking. In case of a tie, the rider with the better finish in the final moto will get the win. Our Pro-Am Runabout Open class ready to take to the surf here. You see the big number 4 boat of Arminio-Iantosca right there in the center. Iantosca with a good jump into the surf. Charges in toward that first marker. He's got a great hole shot started here, and he does, in fact, make that thing stick as he heads to the left-hand turn here. Great run out of the hole there for the number 4 of Arminio-Iantosca. Iantosca makes that left-hand turn, coming down the front straightaway, looks over his shoulder, sees a whole host of boats there. He knows there's pressure in behind him. He powers it up, grabs a fistful of throttle as he heads into the chicane and goes left and right. Back marker in the books. You see that huge air he's getting as he charges down the back straightaway. Iantosca with the lead here, but here comes Claude Clayton on the inside. Clayton getting great drive on that back drag strip, and boy, he just dials it up and flies by Arminio-Iantosca. We've got a new leader. Claude Clayton goes inside out and makes a great move and takes the lead. So Clayton trying to stretch things out here down this front straightaway. A little bit of trouble there as he goes through the chicane area. Looks like he's got some boat problems. No, he's good there in the back section. So Claude Clayton sure looked like he stalled for a second there. Charges through the corners. And he is having boat troubles. Hand in the air, Claude Clayton. Oh my goodness. The boat breaks. Tough break for the leader there, Claude Clayton. Take a look back at our leaders in that back straightaway. You can see it, Eric Outlaw Lagopoulos trying to pass Troy Snyder. Snyder on that number 1 boat, not going to give up the position. Slides in front of Lagopoulos and doesn't let him get by. They make a left around that marker and come back to the right. You see Billy Dearman in the picture on that number 1 boat as they charge toward this front left-hand marker. Snyder, inside, misses the buoy. The Outlaw Lagopoulos taking over the lead as Troy Snyder misses that front left buoy and has to circle back and reclaim it. So a tough break there for Snyder as he gets passed by the Outlaw Eric Lagopoulos. And now you can see Snyder with his hands full as the Pro-Am Runabout Open defending national champion Billy Dearman chewing on his rear fin. Goes to the outside trying to get to that chicane first. Looks like Dearman's going to get him, so Billy Dearman takes over that second spot and puts Snyder back yet another position. Final couple turns for our leader here. You can see it. Eric the Outlaw Lagopoulos puts his hand in the air as he comes across and takes the checkered flag. He'll win moto number 1 in the Pro-Am Runabout Open class. We flash back, looks like Billy Dearman's going to finish second, and Schneider shuffled to 4th with Bradley Bohat moving into that 3rd position. Here we go, the action of Moto 1 Pro-Am Ski GP, the 88 of Rob Flores there. There's the 106 of Bill Hurricane Haig, the 912 of Rick Shirker. On the outside, you can see Jimmy Wilson on the 300, and there's the Cole brothers, Conrad and Corey, running through the middle. Out to that first marker they go off the hole shot. The 88 of Rob Flores out of Las Vegas, Nevada with a good run to that first marker. Takes the hole shot, and he's got a big lead starting this thing off. You see the 88 boat handling the surf quite well as he comes through those finish line markers. A little sketch there. The 88 nearly throws it away. The 912 of Rick Shirker goes to the outside trying to make the pass, but it looks like Flores is going to hold him off. That was a little scary in that big surf along that front straightaway. Here we are, position 3 and 4, Conrad Cole holding off the hard charge of the 300 of Jimmy Wilson. We go back to the front. There is Flores going down that back straightaway, making a left-hand turn. He's got Rick Shirker behind him. You see only about 4 seconds separate first from second. Flores can feel the pressure back there. He's got to keep his head on straight if he's going to hold off the hard charge of the number 912 of Rick Shirker. Conrad Cole on that 78 rig. Cole does a nice job of working that chicane and holding him off. Left-hand turn here. They'll charge down the front straightaway. Let's see if Wilson's got anything for Cole. Cole looks over his shoulder. He sees Wilson right in his hip pocket. Wilson drives hard down that front straightaway, trying to pick him off. Looks like Cole's going to hold him off, and Wilson unable to pick up that position. That's Rob Flores with Shirker in tow. You can see he's stretched it out a little bit, so Flores now with a little bit more of an advantage over the 912 of Rick Shirker as he turns left and heads down that front straightaway. There's Shirker eyeballing him, trying to collect the 88 of Rob Flores, but no dice so far. Oh my goodness, and Jimmy Wilson goes over in the surf, unable to catch Conrad Cole. That's a tough break for him. So we see Rob Flores continues to stretch things out. Jimmy Wilson in the surf there. Flores has to get around him cleanly. He does so. That could have been a disaster for the leader as Jimmy Wilson laying in the surf. 1 lap to go here. The 88 of Rob Flores up front, passing a lapper there. A little of a battle going on, but Flores is your leader. That is guy lapped down, so Flores gets around him cleanly. That can be scary for a guy when he's leading the race. Final lap here for Rob Flores as he charges through that last corner, makes a left-hand turn, and heads for the checkers there on that front straightaway. As he comes through, he looks over his shoulder. He sees the 912 of Rick Shirker going to finish second, and it looks like Conrad Cole going to hold on for third here in the first moto of the Pro-Am Ski GP.
There's a place where pristine white beaches meet fantastic water slides, where the Gulf's best fishing meets the Gulf's best shopping, and where being a tourist never gets in the way of being yourself. Isn't it time you discovered a place called Panama City Beach? Panama City Beach. Real, fun, beach. Plan your perfect Panama City Beach vacation at visitpanamacitybeach.com.
Welcome to the Beach Sports Network. We have beach tennis and beach volleyball and jet skiing. So we hope you can bring your sport to the Beach Sports Network.
So don't miss this opportunity and visit our website today.
With the upswing of the economy, we want to bring the EVP Tour to your beach and your community. So stop by evptour.com for more information.
This is the EVP Tour.
Well, we got a minivan for the kids.
Right.
But we got a Sienna to match how awesome we are. I like to call it the swagger wagon. Yeah, we came up with that.
Swagger. It's actually a lot like our family. Stylish and modern, super good looking.
You know, sometimes when we roll up in our swagger wagon and people see our style, I don't want to say that they get jealous.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
Meet the family and the new Sienna on YouTube. Toyota.
Welcome back to the Beach Sports Network, brought to you by This is the Extreme Summary, brought to you by Millstone Graphics. Let's head to poolside, where our own Tony Dearman is with the Director of Marketing for the Boardwalk Beach Resort, Amy Harris.
Thanks, David, and I'm sitting here with Amy Harris, the Director of Marketing for the Boardwalk Beach Resort. Amy, what does it take to put on an event like this?
It takes a lot of flexibility and coordination from all parties involved, Upstate WATERCROSS Promotions, the folks at EVP, and our staff here at the Boardwalk. With us having the largest stretch of private beach, we're able to provide the perfect venue for an event like this.
Tell me what other reasons people come to beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida.
We're one of the world's most beautiful beaches. They speak for themselves. We're a family destination. There's plenty of dining, shopping, and water activities for really anybody who would want to come down here. There's something for everybody here.
What other events does the Boardwalk Beach Resort host?
Well, just this weekend, along with EVP and Upstate State WATERCROSS Promotions event, we are also hosting 3 weddings and a dance group. Throughout the year, we're host to Ironman Florida, motorcycle rallies, Gulf Coast Triathlon, and numerous weddings and other business events.
Amy, thank you for taking time to do this interview with us today. Back to Boober and David in the tower.
This week's Tech Tip is brought to you by Jet Tribe.
This first event on the IJSBA National Watercross Tour, the riders are going to be competing in what could be the roughest conditions they'll see all year. The teams are going to have to make some decisions on balancing the horsepower to hookup. But still, winning here comes down to the rider's ability to navigate the rough waters. Visibility is a key component of this. It's a couple different things to consider as you think about this. First of all, helmet visor. When a big wave comes, you'll see a rider duck their head. The water will come across the top of the visor and the helmet and be blown behind them. However, if they don't time that right, the water will pocket underneath the visor and the full force of the impact will hit their face. Because of this, you'll see that some riders will take the option of actually removing the visor. But the main part of visibility really comes down to the goggles. Putting things like Rain-X on the goggles will help repel the water. However, after just a few laps, that becomes relatively ineffective. So the riders are really out there riding as hard as they can without the benefit of seeing the details of the waves. So think about this as you watch the races and see how fast these guys can perform knowing that they can't see the details of those waves.
Here at Bryan, we're really excited to be a part of the EVP Tour this year. We introduced a brand new outdoor ball into the market. We use the highest grade composite leather materials for the cover, and we actually introduced a brand new bladder into the market. It's never been used in a volleyball before. It's a natural rubber bladder, and it has a really soft touch. So especially on those hard-driven balls, it doesn't make any sting on your arms. So the players out here are really enjoying it so far.
There's a place where pristine white beaches meet fantastic water slides, where the Gulf's best fishing meets the Gulf's best shopping, and where being a tourist never gets in the way of being yourself. Isn't it time you discovered a place called Panama City Beach? Panama City Beach. Real, fun, beach. Plan your perfect Panama City Beach vacation at visitpanamacitybeach.com.